It's no secret Cowley College is known for their athletics. I decided to do some research and make a recap of every major sport. Let's start out with men's basketball. In the last 2 years, the team has gone on a national championship run, making it all the way to the championship game, but lost to Coffeyville in a heartbreaker. This year, the Tigers added a whole new roster with only one notable returner in Clarence King and came in with a new coach in Donnie Jackson. They struggled at the beginning of the season, but picked it up towards the end to finish with a record of 16-16 and losing to Butler at regionals. On the women's side, they have posted 2 winning seasons under Coach Clark with a 16-8 record last year and a 19-12 season this year, but can't find their footing during regionals. In the 2 years, the team were led by all-conference players such as Bailey Fincher and Martina Kowalska. The baseball team is most likely our most dominant sport in Cowley history. We've had a great coaching tree, too many divisional and regional championships to count on my fingers. We've only lost the Eastern Division 7 times since 1993. In the past 2 years, not counting the COVID year, we placed 6th and 5th at the JUCO World Series. This year, the baseball team still looks to dominate with a 44-9 record and will play Seward to open up regionals. Softball is no different. With multiple divisional and regional championships, the team has made 10 national appearances with their highest placement in 2013 where they finished 3rd. This year, softball had another great season with a 38-12 record, placing them 2nd in their conference, and are waiting for their opponents for this year's tournament. Last year, softball had a solid season going 34-19, but lost in the NJCAA District B semifinals to Kansas City, Kansas. Let's talk about women's soccer. I got a chance to speak with Roberto dos Santos, who formed the team back in 2008, and player Malou about her experiences here and the coaches.
It was tough. We started both program, men and women, in the spring of 2008. So we had to prepare starting on the spring, January, to compete in August. But yeah, the first year we won. It was the first year ever for the women's program. And so that was good. Second year, that was great. Hey, we won 2 in a row. And then the third year, wow, it's hard. It's really difficult to win consecutively like that.
After the first season, Dos Santos assigned friend and assistant coach Dane Straight to lead the women's team. Straight proved not to be the best option for the program, putting up multiple losing seasons. Dos Santos came back to the program in 2008 and had quick success, posting 3 winning seasons in 4 years.
It's been a fantastic ride, I would say. We won the conference in the past 3 years. And all the new players that comes in, they buy into the program. They buy into what we're doing. They buy into what needs to be done. And they engage into it, and we're doing a fantastic job.
Coach Dos Santos and assistant Tanner Brock put culture and teamwork ahead of anything else on the field.
We need to understand, first and most, where we're at, the culture of the college, the culture of the community, and the culture of the athletic at Cowley. And I think that's something that we blend in with their personal culture, and that's how we moved, and it works.
So Coach Roberto is like a father for us. He's always trying to push us very hard to get our best, and we understand that because he knows how far we can get, how far we can do it, and he means a lot for each one of us. Coach Tanner is an essential piece of our team because he knows a lot about technique, tactical stuff, and he commands practice. He leads us to be better players, better human beings, and that's something that without him, I'm sure we couldn't get as far as we did. So my highlights video was out there, and Coach hit me out by watching it. He felt that I was a good fit for Cowley, so he contacted me. We did a video call. He also, a special thing that previous coaches that I talked about didn't do was talking with my mom, and that was very nice about him, and our conversation flows slowly and very good. So my mom felt very confident on my coming to here.
But we're open for the diversity, and the diversity is open to Cowley. So it's a win-win situation. That's no question.
About him being Brazilian, that helped me with trusting, I guess, because my mom felt much more confident on like allowing me to come to the U.S., live by myself in a totally different country without knowing anybody. So their conversation through language, because my mom doesn't speak English, it was very good because of that. To be honest, Cowley has been great to me. Like since the first day that I got here, it seems like it was yesterday. To be honest, time is flying very very fast, and that's one of the things that when I realize how good here is, because we we experience so much things, we collect so many memories, and that's something that I will never forget. I have almost a year here already, and to think that I only have another season, it's sadly, but I know that Cali is preparing me for the next step, and I will always have this place in my heart. So I feel very confident on what Cali is preparing for me. I'm planning to transfer for a 4-year school and keep playing soccer and keeping with my major, mass comm.
One of the biggest controversies in Cali sports history happened last year after the women's soccer team lost the regional championship game to Butler. Athletic director Jason O'Toole was supposed to be responsible for sending in a request for a spot at nationals. What happened is that O'Toole was out of town and landed the job onto Rama Peru. This turned out to be a bad decision by O'Toole when Peru forgot to submit the paperwork.
I don't know exactly when it was, but it was I think 2 or 3 days later we played the last game. We lost to Butler. It was a great game. Like, unfortunately, the result was not what we were expecting. We lost on PKs, but we received the news that because of error, we were not going to nationals. So that really broke our hearts, because just not only from the players, but also the coach everybody was very disappointed with those news, because we created hope, expectations, and we knew that we could get there. We knew we could do a good job in nationals. We deserve it much, that place, and unfortunately we couldn't get it. Coach sent a message through our captains to everybody meet in the dorms, and then Coach Roberto invited his wife as well, Mr. DeSantis Kirsten, and Coach Tanner was also there. So Coach explained the situation to us. All of the players lost totally. We were all very very upset, because we created that expectation on going to nationals, and coach tried to say something, but he just told us the news and couldn't speak much. He started to hug every player, and there were a silence that it was hurting each one of us, because nobody really knew how to say in that situation. To be honest, I don't think there was something to say at that moment.
The men's soccer team also had a solid season this year with only one loss and came into nationals as a second seed, but eventually losing to Arizona Western College in the second round. Now it's time to talk about the sport that I covered the most and was my favorite sport to watch this year, tennis. Coach Raga was my favorite person to interview, so I asked Raga about his coaching style and what he holds for the future.
Yeah, Coach Cole was super organized with, practice, traveling, the tournaments, the schedule, if we had to even taking some classes in the summer, and I really take that from him. Just how he was organized, always looking forward for. He already was looking for the next year. Recruiting, he was really good at that too. We had a good team, but he was always, coach's work is recruiting. So, and then in practice, he was friendly. He was nice to us. He would tell you some jokes every now and then to make you feel, comfortable. And then he'll take us to his house a couple times during the season to have dinner with him and his family. So that's things that I sometimes do with the team too. We go to my house and they can eat some different food and they can get off campus and off the dorms a little bit, and we just hang out with the team. Coming here when I was a player, the reason why we came is because the tennis program had a rich history. It was a good team, good players, good coaches. So when you come in a program like that, being a coach, you want to try to, follow those steps or even do better things. And since day one, that's been my goal, to still being successful off the tennis court, on the tennis court. And I think big wins, we had that one, 2012 against Tyler. That was a big win. This year we had a ton of big wins with the team. I think this year right now, I think it's the best team we probably ever had, just being ranked number one for the last 3 months. The rankings came out yesterday. We're still number one. We got a bunch of top guys ranked in the top of both singles and doubles. So it's trying to follow, the past and recruit some good guys, and then the team's culture is to work hard, give everything you had, on the court, and then the success comes with the practice. Here we have players that have been here in the past, and then they are coaching back home, so then they know Cowley, they know the kind of players we're looking for, and then even the guys that are here now, sometimes they have friends that want to try to come to the U.S., and I tell them, hey, if they're good players like you, then let's try to get them to come. And then they, for tennis, they have videos, they have tournaments they've played before, so the recruiting side, it's the toughest one because you're obviously trying to get the best players and you are competing against a bunch of D1, D2 schools and AIS schools. But luckily we have a good program. Right now we're the number 1 JUCO in the men, number 5 in the women, so that helps to bring some good guys and some good girls to the program. Right now I'm very happy here. My family is here. Obviously I have my sister as my assistant coach, so I think it will be pretty tough for me to go elsewhere. But I don't know. I never say never, so I'm just doing the best I can, and if a big opportunity comes by, then who knows. But I think it'll have to be something pretty nice because I'm happy here. I love the culture. We have a good team. I love everybody on campus, all the employees. The teachers are nice, the staff. So I think I'll probably still be here unless something massive comes by.
You may be wondering, Jared, why are we in the back of the recording studio? I don't know either, but all I can tell you is that I forgot to mention volleyball. So I'm going to do it right now. The volleyball team has been a nightmare for the NJCAA recently. The Lady Tigers went undefeated during the regular season last year. Unfortunately, they lost at the championship game to Parkland, 3-1. Towards the end of last year, Malou and I did an interview with Coach Grimm about his past and how important Cowley is to him.
Well, I started off as a basketball player, and then I got hurt and went into volleyball and started playing some beach volleyball and some grass volleyball and things of that nature. And then this college I was going to started an indoor volleyball program and asked me to be an assistant coach. So that's what got my feet in the door with coaching. Prior to that, coaching in general, before that time, I wanted to be a basketball coach. I wanted to be a baseball coach. But going into that, I fell in love with the game of volleyball, and that just grew from there. Where we were doing good things at the school I was at, which was Union University, and that's how I got there. I was an assistant coach for 2 years, and then I left there and decided I wanted to grow more in the sport. So I coached high school ball for 5 years. Then I got my master's, and then I went back to Union as an assistant coach and was hired on a Friday. And then my head coach resigned and gave me the head coach's job on the Monday. So I got promoted really quick. and following his footsteps was very challenging, but we did very well there, and was there for 5 years and did very well, and then decided to move on to the NCAA Division II program at Southern Arkansas University. And I rebuilt their program and was there for 6 years, and it was about time to be looking to move on. And then Cowley became available, and one of the previous coaches from here, Jennifer Bonner, talked to me about the Cowley program and how important it was, and how good the community and the program was supported, and so we applied and we got the job here, and we've been here ever since and having a good time. I think we learn every day. I think I learn every day from the players. I think I learn every day just from just learning the game. The game teaches itself a lot of times. I feel I'm a much better coach than I was at those union days. I feel I'm a much better coach than I was 6 years ago. I think just learning and adding to your game and listening to the players and doing what you think is best at the right time. You're never going to make all of the right decisions, but you're going to make the best decisions you can. When I was a basketball player, we ran. That was when Showtime was big back in the 80s and 90s with the LA Lakers, and that was run and gun up and down the floor, and we played that type of style when I played basketball. Well, when I went into coaching volleyball, I brought that style with me, and so we run and gun here. We have one of the fastest offenses in the nation in volleyball. Well, if I didn't play basketball and learn that and develop that and get comfortable with that, I couldn't develop that. It feels great. I jokingly say I have good players and I'm old. That's how I got 400. But no, it's all about the players. The players are the ones that did the work on the court. The players are the ones that bought into our philosophy of doing things and our system of play that we run. Like I mentioned, the fast offense. And the players are the ones that do the work. I just happen to be along for the ride and make sure they do what they're supposed to do. But it is a good honor. It's nice to be recognized by the coaches and the community and things for that. But I'm just blessed to be able to be around long enough to get to 400 wins and have good players along the way that makes it.
Even with the loss of multiple all-conference players in Eva Halachova, Maddie Pitts, and Aaron Thompson, Grimm looks to have a repeat of last year. He has added 3 more talented players during the offseason, those being Lyan Lima from Brazil, Anna Kiss from Hungary, and McKenna Murray from Hawaii. So, turns out I forgot another sport, and it was dance and cheer. So, here's the recap on that. Now, even though we at Cowley Sports never covered dance or cheer, don't sleep on them. The dance and cheer teams have had outstanding competitive seasons, with the cheer team taking first in nationals and the Tigerettes going down to Florida and taking fourth in team and second in palm. Turns out I forgot about track and field, cross country, and wrestling. Yay! Wrestling ended this year with now 2-time All-American Ryan Smith placing 5th at 135 pounds. With the department of Malik Johnson and Ryan Smith, the team will turn to their freshmen to make moves next season. Coach Vess will be looking at freshman Bo Perez, who placed 3rd at 157 pounds, Trenton Grant, Brandon Kidd, and Dean Sedicase to make that jump to get All-American status. The men's cross-country team looks to repeat as national champions as the women look to capture it after placing 4th last year. Track and field pulled off a rare feat as both teams captured conference titles. This is the first time since 2011. This year also marks the final year of Adrian Diaz-Lopez. Adrian signed with Wichita State on March 31st. Adrian is the defending national champion in the indoor 3,000-meter run and the JUCO Division II national champion in the fall for cross country. He is the current school record holder in the indoor and outdoor 5,000-meter runs.
We want those types of caliber of athletes around, and just because they bring a certain type of work ethic, and it's just it's really like it's a standard. It's a whenever you got that kind of work ethic, it's just nice to have around because it's an example that we can use and other people can see. Bringing Adrian in on our team has been easily one of my best decisions as a coach. He works his butt off. He shows up every day wanting to do it. There's absolutely no doubt about it when it comes to bringing those types of people in.
When asked about Adrian's future, Coach Cameron Reese said, "Adrian will be in good hands at WSU. I can't wait to see what the future holds for him." Good luck to all the coaches and players I mentioned in the story. I hope you enjoyed this story more than I did making it. For Cowley Sports, I'm Jared Oberlechner.